Welcome to the channel and this new Permadeath playthrough for No Man's Sky Beyond. Now, if any of you guys have played the Permadeath, you'll be aware that the initial phase can be a little bit intense. So what I'm going to do is an introduction on this screen before we get into the gameplay. I'm also aware that not everybody likes long introductions, so I'm going to put a timestamp up for anybody who wants to jump forward into the gameplay, and hope you enjoy it. For everyone who's stayed, this introduction is going to consist of 3 parts. The first part, I'm going to talk a little bit about Beyond and my first impressions. The second part, I'm going to talk about the structure behind the Permadeath series and how my No Man's Sky coverage is going to be affected by it. And then the final part is I want to talk about a theme that I want to put into the playthrough, just to try and give me a bit more focus for the overall campaign, because one of the problems when you play survival permadeath or any campaign in No Man's Sky is that you can end up just rambling around, and I think it's important to have a focus. So let's get into the first part. Beyond was released on the 14th of August 2019 if you're watching this in the future. It was a major update. It consisted of 3 parts. The first part was very much focused on VR. I'm going to be completely honest, guys, there will be no VR coverage on my channel simply because my motion sickness just will not permit it. And to give you an idea, I actually watched a couple of guys covering No Man's Sky in VR, and even that started to have an effect on me. I'm not sure why, because I can play first person in No Man's Sky. I think it was just maybe the way they were moving that eventually started to affect me. The second part of the Beyond update is multiplayer. This is a very big component, and I know there's a lot of people very excited about it. It looks great, but from the point of view of Permadeath, I'm a little bit nervous. So in the initial phases of this playthrough, I'm going to be playing with multiplayer switched off. If I'm going to do anything to do with multiplayer, I'm going to use my survival game. Maybe later on in the Permadeath series, when I'm a bit more comfortable and I feel I can defend myself, because I don't want to repeat the experience of the Permadeath series that's actually down here, which I finished on the 28th of August last year, where I was actually killed. And when you've invested, like I had there, nearly 300 hours into a campaign, to be killed by somebody at random is just completely unacceptable and frustrating. So any multiplayer content will be in my survival game, although to be honest, initially the focus is going to be very much on the Permadeath series, getting it up and running, getting through the initial phases of the game. The final part of the Beyond update was a content update, which Hello Games were very quiet about. And I'm going to be completely honest, guys, I've avoided looking at the patch notes because of a reason I'm going to explain later on. And my first impressions is, yes, there was a lot of changes. There's been changes to the UI, there's been changes to base building, and we've now got the Nexus, which is part of multiplayer, but it's also a core for the research and stuff like that. I get the feeling that the real focus of the part 3 of Beyond is more about laying a foundation for the next update. I know it seems a bit crazy to be talking about the next update when you only just had Beyond delivered. I think that's what Hello Games are doing. They've laid a foundation for more content to be brought in at a later phase, and I think that is quite clear when you look at some of the new characters around the game. And I got a feeling they could be hooks and anchors for future content and lore. And that's the way I'm going to leave it, guys. I do like the Beyond update. I do like the new content. But I just feel that it is the platform for a lot more new content to come in the future. So moving on to the second part of this introduction, I made my first impressions video, and I actually sat down and I started making a list of features that I was going to go through, like base building, feeding. And I was also starting to watch some other channels who were starting to cover it. I suddenly realized that that's not playing No Man's Sky, and that's what I like to do, is playing No Man's Sky. And I think, and from a personal perspective, I think making those types of videos on how to min-max farming and all that isn't the way I like to play the game. So what I've actually done is I've taken the conscious decision that I want to play this playthrough from the perspective of a new player. So I'm going to stop watching any other content on other channels, with one major exception, and that is Zane's world. Because one thing about Zane is that he really drills down in, and he gives you a lot of technical support. And what I find really like about his videos is he's not teaching you the basics of, say, the research tree, although he has done videos on it. He drills down below that to the point where when he talks about like min-maxing layouts on multi-tools, and I'm sure he's going to be making videos on the new industrial layout, and I'll be very interested to see his take on the new power supply system. So I'm going to be watching his channels, but the rest I'm probably going to keep away from, because I do want to play this through from the perspective of a new player. And I say my content will focus actually totally on the Permadeath series, with mainly the occasional aside into multiplayer, and if there's some specific feature or something that I want to talk about which is better treated as a separate video. So I think that covers the general ethos around this actual series. Now, moving on to the last part of this introduction, one of the problems I had with the survival series, especially in the last 3 months, and if any of you guys bore with me through that last period when I was concentrating on milestones on the run up to the Beyond update, is that the playthrough lacked a focus compared to like when I did my first series way back in 2016 when No Man's Sky came out. So what I'm going to do in this Permadeath series is I'm going to play the Traveller, so my avatar is going to look like a Traveller once we can update it, and the focus is very much going to be on moving towards the center of the galaxy, or doing the mission to go to another galaxy. So I'm going to be finding my way home. So I will still be building bases, and I probably will build one big base as an operational base, and maybe a couple of farming bases. But the focus is now going to be very much on exploring, traveling, and fitting out the freighter. Once I get the freighter, we'll be fitting the freighter out with a base, trying to get the best advantage of that. And so the journey is going to be go home. And the other reason I want to do this is because I want to look at something that I've never really done much with, which some of you guys have nagged me a little bit about, and that is the trading side, because I've never really got into that. I've been quite happy just to farm out and stuff. So I might be imposing a few restrictions on myself as and when we go forward. But of course, the initial phases I've got to survive. So that completes the overview. And one last thing before we start, that is a big thank you for your comments and feedback on the audio. I think I've found out the reason why the game audio was low. That is that I have my speakers set up, my headset set up, and the recording volumes on my editing software. And I think what happened in the process of the moving, some of the volumes got changed by accident. I think especially my speakers, because I've got different speakers. So bear with me a little bit if the background volumes aren't perfect while I get back into getting everything back into balance. And what I actually do is I tape over the volume control on my speakers, so I know that is the volume. Anyway, I think enough rabbiting on, guys. Now's the time to take the plunge. And you can see here we're going to go for Permadeath. It says Permadeath in extreme challenge. All progress will be wiped out upon death. Face the risk of a permanent character death with increased hazards and dangers of survival mode gameplay. And I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I've really missed the Permadeath series, and I'm really looking forward to playing it, because Permadeath just gives an edge to this game, which, I mean, survival was okay, but knowing that you couldn't die, I made me lazy a couple of times. And again, if any of you guys actually followed the series, you'll be aware that a couple of times I let myself get killed, because this is one of the key things with No Man's Sky. Subject to changes with the Beyond update, but No Man's Sky doesn't actually kill you outright. What No Man's Sky does is give you lots of opportunities to kill yourself. We got a creature there, but we can't scan it. What I'm looking for is sodium. So we're on a toxic planet, which could be fun. Now the problem with toxic planets is they don't often have a lot in the way of caves. So we've got quite a lot of creatures around. Thank you. I'm not seeing any sodium around here, which is going to be a little bit annoying. In fact, I'm not even seeing any potential caves. What I'm going to do is jump straight into here, get to here. I'm just going to get back into first person mode. Is that sodium there? Yes, look at that. And just going to get that sodium straight into there. Give me a little bit more time. Looks like there's a possible cave in that direction. What I'm going to do is try and grab as much ferrite so we can get the scanner up and running. I think I need 50 if I remember correctly. 75, okay. I'm sure it used to be 50. No, at least there's no sentinels around just at the moment. Yeah, I know you're falling. I know we're getting desperate. Okay, let's just get in here. Okay. Okay, right, we got... Looks like we got a big patch over there. I know, scan for sodium. And yeah, look at that. We got a massive patch over there. Now, if any of you guys wondering, the start in No Man's Sky is random. So it does depend on the planet. I mean, a toxic planet like this can get... Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this amount of sodium in one place. Whoops. No. Okay, thank you. Ha. Well, I think this solves the sodium problem. What next thing we need to do is deal with the oxygen. That's absolutely crazy. As I was saying, guys, No Man's Sky starts are random. You can be incredibly lucky like this, or you can have everything going against you. But I think, wow. Well, we don't have a problem with sodium. And I wanted to check this because in normal mode they allow stacking. It's over, well, I think really high levels, but in the survival permadeath mode, you do not have that option. Yeah. And I know some of you guys will say, the game let you off, and to be honest, I feel a little bit guilty about finding that. Actually, what on earth is a crystal fragment? Okay, I'm just going to grab this here. It certainly takes the pressure off to have that amount of sodium picked up in one go, and I'm just going to grab these here. A little bit worried about sentinels. What I want is oxygen. There's some oxygen that way, and I think I can afford to go and get it. Yeah, the different planets is that toxic planets tend to be a little bit richer on resources. Cold planets, because they've got caves, mean that you can actually be a bit more relaxed because you can get in a cave and go around and explore stuff. I think one of the hardest starts is actually a radioactive planet, and I mean, feel free to dispute that, guys, because radioactive planets often seem to be short of resources, and also they tend to be very short on caves as well. So we'll just grab that as well. And I'm trying to remember what the start for is. I think it's the ship we go to first, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, we'll just walk to the ship. I know I've got loads of sodium, but I'm just being a little bit stingy. I think oxygen might be the issue, so we may have to... Hello, creatures. Yes, we can... What was that? Feed with... What was that? Wait. Stand still. No. Okay, we'll just pop that up. Yeah, it looks like oxygen may be the problem, but there are ways round with oxygen. Let's just grab a little bit more ferrite dust. We're going to need it. There's a... that's what I'm looking for. He's got hazmat gloves. Just going to duck into the cave for the moment. Because what you can get in here, we can find any toxic plants in here. We may be able to pick up some oxygen. Oh, there we are. Yeah, that's what I'm after. And we're actually running out of... So we'll just pick up a little bit. You don't get a lot of oxygen from these plants, but they will make a difference. And of course, one of the big differences is that where sodium you can afford to scrape by with a relatively small amount, because we can always jump back into the ship to recharge, but with oxygen, wow, looks like there's a big pile of oxygen over there. With oxygen, what you can actually run out, because oxygen doesn't regenerate. So, okay, iteration something 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 numbers online. Atlas connection, intermittent. Launch thrusters offline, yes. Pulse engine offline. I find myself alone on a strange world, unequipped, in danger, and have no memory of how to get there, no sense of before. But this ship at least seems to recognize me. The controls react to my touch, and at least to that, my exosuit. I am not dead yet, and this ship is a lifeline to the stars. See, this comes back to the theme that I was saying, guys, about being the traveller. I've been thrown out of hyperdrive. I've crashed on the planet. Now I've got to do is find my way home. Log. Unavailable, substituting data or affected. I'm trying to get through it, but obviously you've got to wait for it to... It says repair ship, self-guided repair protocols initiated. Pulse engine, so... Okay. Launch, press E to exit. I'm going to stick with the tutorial, although I technically know what I need to do. Yeah, it says repair remote metal plating. So you have to do that. Yes, I know. And we'll just repair that. Okay. Some oxygen there, look at that. Oh, we're really going well here, guys. Let's grab that. We've got some extra resources here. Got some condensed carbon. We might as well grab this to see if we can get anything to make some cash with. I mean, it'd be dihydrogen jelly. Wow. Oops. What's that? Why won't that open? Okay. For some reason it doesn't want to open. Board ship and consult ship diagnostics. I'm certainly going to snag that. Some more condensed carbon. See that time it worked. Okay. Still got rusted metal here. Okay, we've got that. Because we better jump back into the ship. Iteration something 4G, yeah, functional. Starship critically damaged, vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. Request assistance. Recommendation iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal nearby. Planetary chart. Salvage planetary chart from distress beacon. Planetary chart, okay. I'm not sure if I really like these things flashing up, but I suppose it's just what you're used to, isn't it? So we need a planetary chart. I think planetary charts are something new now, isn't it, with the Beyond update. Scenario iteration deleted, boundary separation failure likely, vessel emptied, cause sentinel, deliberate transfer, analysis, fresh iteration generated, anomaly containment prepared. Okay, broadcast received. Traveler anomaly detected. Anomaly is compliant. Position log, system integrity scan initialized. Red light fills my vision. All I see is crimson, and then it fades. The colour drains. The world seems so clear that it seems to slip away. I peer inside the beacon's housing, as well as the distress broadcast unit. It contains a planetary chart. Okay. We got some. Oh, we'll pick those up before we leave. Okay, so we got here. Yeah. Planetary chart map to the the map of a nearby planet. The coordinates of a distress signal have been marked. Select the map and plot the route. Press E. Okay. Yeah, I did read somewhere about this is the new mechanism for finding manufacturing bases and other items on the planet. Okay, that's actually in the right direction as well. Right. That might be a bit far away. Just going to jump in the ship. Old habits die hard. And because of what I want to do is just have a quick look. What do I need for? Yeah, we got dihydrogen jelly, and this is the reason why I've been collecting the dihydrogen. So we've got that there, so we can drop that in there. And it means we can keep a little bit of the oxygen. Got condensed carbon. You're going to need some more ferrite dust and a bit more there. What is this thing anyway? This crystal fragment. A crystalline shard is an unusually dense structure, potentially highly valuable. So we can make money with it. But I'm interested to see, what do I get if I analyze it? Okay. What did I get? I didn't get that. So didn't get any dust. Okay, game. I'm not exactly sure what I got from that. Is it some kind of random element or? I think I'll probably keep those and just use them for money. And if any of you guys know, feel free to. Well, I want the oxygen anyway, and I shouldn't have walked into him straight away. Maybe that isn't oxygen over there. Maybe it's something else. We're going to check it out anyway. We're certainly going to get the dihydrogen. Now, I did watch a video. Apologies, I can't remember the name of the person who made it. And they were talking about the mining beam and the fact that with the mining beam now, if you can get it really hot, close to 100%, you will actually mine things more efficiently. Yeah, look at this. Wow. Thank you, game. My suit's exhausted, so I'm going to have to go around the long way. Look at this. Ah. Now, for any of you guys are wondering whether I somehow managed to engineer this, because I'm a little bit embarrassed actually, guys. This is probably about one of the best starts I have ever had. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm starting to wonder whether I'm actually in normal mode. Oops. It'd be a bit ironic if I die. Yeah, this is crazy. You can't actually choose a planet like this, I suppose, because every time you start a new playthrough, a new planet is actually selected. Actually, I think I'm just going to, wow. Just keep punching in the, yeah, so this is a purely random start. I'm just a little bit embarrassed about it. For a Permadeath series, it's, I think that's about enough there. And we can go and get the sodium. I know I don't need it, but old habits die hard. Let me just go up through here. Now, this storm is actually scripted into the start. So as soon as you get this marker within a certain period of time, the game actually triggers the storm. So I think it's meant to kind of give you a bit of early experience of what it's like to have storms on the planet. I mean, there is a way around it that if you're low on resources, what you can do is just hang around, effectively just collect resources round the ship, keep ducking back in again to until the storm passes over. But we're not actually going to need all of that. So yes, thank you. I mean, we could make batteries. And, yeah, thank you, game. That's sodium nitrate. We can't do anything about that. Actually, I think what we're going to do is just grab a little bit of stock up on the dihydrogen. Not that I actually need it now because I won't have to make life support capsules. So we go here. We should. I mean, there's some more sodium over there. We'll go and get it, guys. We should be okay. Yes, thank you. I think I'm just going to use up that sodium nitrate a bit because it's kind of, because at the moment inventory management can be a little bit of a pain when you're starting in permadeath. Wow, got another 3 here. Would have been glad to see these 3 without all that other stuff. I mean, even 3 together is good at any time. Actually, let's just grab that. Wow, there's sodium everywhere here. I mean, to put it in context, guys, I've done a survival start, and there's virtually been no sodium at all anywhere, and we had to really scrape round trying to find the resources. What is that over there? Oh, we're certainly gonna have a look at that. But first thing we're going to do is just move forward with get the hermetic seal. We got here research specimen. Don't you get a level up, or is it because I'm still on the tutorial? 6 or 7 logs corrupted. Entry follows. No one making this recording in case leaving behind in the fabricator might be of some use. Can't find a ship. Recover supplies. Machine whirls into life, spitting out supplies. I have a hermetic seal. I need to repair my ship. Whoever it was that led me here, whoever left this message, perhaps they found themselves in the same situation as I do now. So we've got the hermetic seal. We can certainly grab that. Got some more carbon. It says use the analysis visor to locate the starships. So what we're going to need to do is put the analysis visor in. I think I'm going to put it here. Though, wow, look at that. Oh, we need carbon nanotubes. Yeah, we're not going to keep this multi-tool for very long. Well, if I've got anything to do with it. I'm just going to. Can I get the? What do I need for this? I need chromic metal and nanotubes. Okay, so we need copper to get that. Okay, analysis visor. Oh, so you've got to press the left mouse button now to scan. I'm only getting 500 for that. Locate your starship. So the starship's back that way, but before we go there, I want to check this out. What is this? Heptaloid wheat. This is actually already identified. Can we pick it? So what's the heptaloid wheat for? So it's an edible plant harvested for planetary form. That process in the nutrient processor to generate edible plants. What do we get from consuming it then? Ingest item via suit nutrient system. I'm going to do it, guys, just to find out. Notice life support recharged. Did that actually recharge my life support then? No, it didn't. Okay, let's do it again. So the life support at the moment is 77%. Oh, so that actually recharges life support. So is food another way of doing? Okay, I'm just going to do. So is food another way of recharging life support? Oh, that could be cool. Wait, get out of the way, please. I'm going to back in here. Okay, what we got here? Navigational data. We've got 14 nanites. Let's just have a quick check now. We've got 2,100 credits and 14 nanites. It's a bit of a come down from the, what was it, 1,500 million I've got in my survival campaign, but anything else around here could be. I don't like leaving until I've got everything there. I don't think we can do anything with the damaged machinery. No, we don't have chromic metal. Because I don't think we've got. Well, we got the portable refiner, but we don't have any copper or anything for. I'm going to pick up the dihydrogen. And we're just going to scan as much as we can around here because we need to make the cache. So we're going to have a little bit of a scan fest here. I like the fact that, if I can find it again now, the fact that this goes green and red so you can see what you've actually scanned and what you haven't scanned. I really like that. Wow. I'm sure that you never had that range before. Where's my ship? Ship's in that direction. So, how we do? Got loads of sodium, got loads of oxygen. I'm almost embarrassing. That's not open yet. We've got technology slots there. Okay. I'm going to rename the ship as well once we get back to the ship. Okay, let's just. We've got some sodium over there. I know it's habit, but why not? We might as well gather whatever we can, especially on a really rich planet like this. Anything here that, there we are, a bit of a scan. And I'm just about to say we could go and get the buried technology, but of course we can't because I don't have a terrain manipulation tool. Okay. Put that in there. So that's 60%. So it looks like it gives about 5%. Okay, just scan that. Over 500. We're certainly going to be looking for the scanner upgrade. I thought that was a cave, but it's not. Okay, there's something. Got you. Not so sure about the noise that the scanner makes. It reminds me of something, but I can't actually put my finger on it at the moment. What it actually reminds me of course, we can't open these because we don't have a Atlas V1 pass, but we can. Maybe we'll get something to just condensed carbon. Oh well, condensed carbon is condensed carbon. Look at that. There's sodium everywhere on this planet. Okay. Another creature there. Bait details required in catalogue. What on earth are bait details? Let's just grab this. Grab this. Grab this. I'm really happy that I've decided to start this again because this is absolutely fascinating. Okay. Well, I got some more of this sweet stuff here. We'll take that. And we'll grab another rock. Should be another 200 credits. Okay, thank you. And we'll take the dihydrogen off the top here. I've just noticed the clouds Actually, somebody passed a comment in the forum. I was reading the forum, and they said about the clouds and. Oops. Okay, you just whacked me. You're dead. This is what I was saying, guys. Is that No Man's Sky doesn't actually kill you. It just gives you lots of opportunities to kill yourself. And listen, scan that. Over the top, that's unidentified. We'll scan that. Get another 200 credits. That's ferrite dust and ammonia. I don't think we actually need ammonia because at the moment we don't have any advanced. Oops, can't do that because we haven't got an advanced laser. Oh, we're back to the oxygen plot here, so I think we can just pick up the rest of these while we're at it. If we get rid of the tree here. Sometimes if you've got a tree or a rock in the way, it actually stops you picking these up. Then what you need to do to see the moment you... Oh, come on. What on earth was that? What the? Oxygen rich plant. What is that? Did I put, it's like almost like I put down some kind of marker. I've got no idea how I did that. Okay. Do you guys have any idea what that is? It was when I was... Okay. Discovery. Can I shoot it? No. Yeah, I mean, is it the result of what I was scanning? Ah, press E to pass a custom marker. Okay, so if we... Okay, we've got to try it. Oh, great! That's something I've always wanted in No Man's Sky. The ability to put down a custom marker. Because sometimes you find something that's important. What we need to do is be able to... Oh, now I'm prattling around here, guys, but... Can we interact with... So we can't... So we can put a marker down, but we can't interact with it. Okay. Well, that's very useful round bases, because if you find something that you want, so you can see it on the horizon. So say if you've got something like a key deposit or something that you're really interested in, having that ability is fantastic. Okay, something found purely by accident. And we got you. Yep. Sorry I'm getting a bit distracted here, guys, but I think finding all these resources has just relaxed me so much that because I've got so many resources now, unless I'm completely stupid, I'm not going to die. With my luck now, we'll probably get a sentinel attack and I'll probably get killed by sentinels. Let me just grab this. I'm grabbing the ferrite oxide because if I remember correctly, once we get back in there, we need to repair the pulse engine. So we'll just do that. Drop pneumatic sealing. So that's working. Launch thruster critically damaged. We need pure ferrite and dihydrogen jelly. Yes, I know. So repair launch thrusters. Yes. And it says we got to make a dihydrogen jelly, which is no problem because that's what I've been collecting the dihydrogen for. Okay, repair launch thruster. Construct a portable refiner. Okay. And we need metal plating, which is another reason why I've been collecting ferrite dust. Besides the fact we're going to need ferrite dust too. And we're going to need to use the condensed carbon and the oxygen. And it's, wow, we need more ferrite dust. Well, we'll get that started. But I always thought ferrite dust was 2 to 1 to pure ferrite. And we actually need. I'm going to go and collect some more ferrite dust while we're about. So we'll grab the carbon and the ferrite dust. I don't seem to be able to overheat this multi-tool at the moment. I'm sure the heat. Then again, I think I actually saw it. Someone said that they've actually kind of nerfed the. Just grab that. Yeah, I think I've actually read somewhere or watched something, and someone was saying that they nerfed the heat on the tool. Yep. Okay, we'll just keep grabbing this. Oh, no. So you can have a bit of an analysis, make a bit more cash, and ammonia. Wow, you see those ships go over? Carbon and oxygen, we'll certainly take that. This is one of the advantages of scanning, that you get the second resource as well. Tucked in, yep, that's another. We're just going to grab that. Let's grab that. That should give me. What I'm going to do. I think that's actually enough for what I want. So let me just have a quick check. Yep. So we've now repaired the thrusters. Starship repaired. Launch systems online. I'm just going to snag that, guys, and just have a jump in the ship. We got the wheat, we got that. We'll build up again. We got that there. Sort the inventory out, like my portable refiners, etc. up here. I think what we're going to do. I was about to say, I'm just going to put some oxygen in the starship against getting killed, but of course. It doesn't make any difference with Permadeath. So we got some pure ferrite, we got the wheat. Looking good, guys. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And what do we need to burn? We got titanium and pyrite. And can I actually make chip fuel? Yeah, metal plating. So we're making launch fuel. Put that in the starship. Now, so far, I've been following the tutorial. Now, this is where I'm going to deviate now, guys, because that's the marker that I put out. Looks like you only get the one custom marker because I'm only seeing one on the map. Okay, yeah, because the one that was there has actually gone. That's okay, I don't have a problem with that. One marker's pretty good. Okay, seek your answers amongst the stars. Now, if you're following the tutorial in normal mode, you'd go up into the atmosphere. In fact, what I could do is, well, let me just fill the thrusters up. So we've got to take off. What we're going to do is just pulse up into space, have a quick look round, and then we're going to duck back out again. See if we can get a little bit of tritium. Then I'm going to go back to just there. Flight control thrust. I'm going to keep an eye out for. What I'm trying to do is just pick up a bit of fuel, and then we're going to go back. Test boost shift. What, tritium hypercluster? I've got absolutely no idea what tritium hypercluster is. And there's, okay, analyze. Locate the tritium hypercluster and analyze starship space. Just going to get back. For some reason my ship charge the pulse engine. The pulse engine's charged. Okay, that's better. And what I'm going to do is go back to the planet's surface, because what I want to do is spend a bit of time there doing a little bit of work and maybe get a few more resources. So there's the custom marker. Oh, that's great. So if you find an area of interest now, you can drop a custom marker. What we're going to do is just hang around on the edge of space. This might be a little bit dodgy. I'm just going to let that count down. Get ready. Okay, mostly harmless, that's okay. In fact, I think what we're going to do is just, I think because that is mostly harmless, awakening. Track the mysterious signal. Where's the mysterious signal? Answer the communications. Ha! Okay. Incoming transmission. Source somewhere. Please identify yourself. Identify yourself. You are not alone. Follow the something. Broadcast ends as strangely as it began. The final piece of the signal appears to be set in planetary coordinates. Input data. Right, so we've got a... Where the heck is that? There it is. How's the fuel situation? Put that up a bit more. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the main mission. Originally I was going to stay on the planet that we were before, but seeing we've got a fugitive bounty ship which we can afford to just ignore, I'm going to follow the mission to the next step, to the signal source, but I'm not going to land because the signal source will be a base location, and what I really want to do is spend a little bit of time, build up a few resources, maybe get a bit of a ship upgrade. I want tritium, I don't want anything else, although we can make some cash by selling some of this stuff off. Another tritium, yes I know. Oh, gold nugget. What on earth is a gold nugget? So we got star bulb, copper, and paraffinium. Right, let's just get out of here in case I do get bounced by that bounty ship. Now, one of the downsides of these types of planets in Permadeath is that often they have fairly aggressive sentinels in it. So I'm not going to head to the marker just yet. What I want to do is find a base I can put down on and see if we can make some cash. I suppose what I could do is fly to it across the surface there. Okay, where's the markers over there? What we can do is float. Let's go for the unknown building. Gee, what's this tritium? Okay, break the cluster down to. So that actually, so these can be turned into tritium. That's okay. That's good. Well, I've lost the building now. That's annoying. And actually, this up with a bit of fun, guys. I know I shouldn't be doing this whilst flying, but in the great tradition of my playthroughs, my first ship is always the flying brick, as it is a flying brick, although I have to accept, guys, that this version is a lot better than the original version. The original version was flying brick, the maneuverability was terrible. Just to show you guys here, wow, that's not a bad place for a base actually. Yeah, but we're going to come back. I just want to get out and explore a bit, see if we can find out what's around here, if there's any bases or anything. There's something over there, because the next step in the tutorial is to start building a, oh, that's a, I really want something with a free landing point. Yeah, the next step in the tutorial is to start building a base, a simple base, but I want to make a bit of cash first, and ideally I wouldn't mind a multi-tool upgrade, because if I'm going to start putting train manipulators and stuff like that in, oops, just flip the surface there. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to fly across the surface here and see if we can find some type of base or landing point, because we're going to have to wing it, because we haven't got any way, but we can't make a signal booster or anything like that. If there is a signal booster in the game, because it's a very real possibility that the signal booster isn't in the game anymore. And of course there's seems to be a big absence of crashed ships as well, because I wouldn't mind a ship upgrade as well, relatively early. I'm just going to flip back to first person. Oh, we've got a trading station here. We're certainly going to check the trading station out. Exactly what I'm looking for. So what have we got here? Refreshing breeze. Sentinels require obedience. That's a new one. I think we'll just get in. So we've got no hostile environment here. The Sentinels are probably half friendly. I don't think we. Okay. And I'm just going to just have a quick look here. We've got this mission here, find the cache. Yes, I'm not worried about the cache just yet. I'll have a look at. So what we're going to do is just going to start our first chat with somebody. And the alien clicks his beak with heightened energy. The stare of my exosuit multi-tool. Okay, so all we can do is request dialect help. Well, we might as well get started. Manager Yeren instantly produces a data pad as though they are prepared for the moment. They present a selection of symbols, each representing a type of get word. So we can. I'm going to go for trade. Each is the word of trade. We have got the get word for trade. Let's see what he's got. Work get lungsum. Get result in some game of their own creation, playfully clicking their tongue. Request dialect help. Uses that they're prepared for the moment. Yes, we're going to probably get a travel symbol this time. Teaches me a word of their language. Oh, this is a change to the base. It's actually got a different level, so they've actually reworked the space stations. Oh yeah, look. Oh, that's cool. A microprocessor. If we can make a bit of cash here. Got a Corvax casing, we can sell that for some cash. Some projectile ammunition, but oh, hello. So you're actually walking around the base. Oh, we'll have a chat with you guys. Okay. Pilot clicks their beak to indicate they're open for trading. We'll see what we can sell. What can we sell here? We don't. Well, we could probably sell the Mordite. We got just over 8,000. That's quite. Crystal fragment. That's 3,000. Yeah, I think we'll sell that. Certainly going to sell the Corvax casing. That's going to end the microprocessor. The haploid wheat is 4,000. Yeah, we'll certainly sell that. The projectile ammunition isn't particularly that good. Okay. I think we'll sell the ammonium as well. That gives us over 40 odd thousand. Buy items. What have you got here? Yeah, I certainly don't want to buy that. I wouldn't mind. How much is 107 tritium? Yeah, we'll take the tritium. Actually, ship. Got a gold nugget here. We'll sell the gold. We'll sell the silver. Should have done this. I want to keep this. Wow. Oh, there's 6 of those. We've got 2 gold nuggets. I think we'll sell the gold nuggets as well. Okay, switch back. And back to buy. I must admit, I do like this, having this here. And there's nothing else there. Keep right clicking to close the menu. So they all get out the ship. Oh, that's fantastic. See, this is what I was saying, guys, is by playing from the thing, you see this stuff where if you just make videos on this is how to do farming, this is part of the game that you actually miss. I know a lot of guys enjoy doing it. I'm very tempted to drop down there as well, but that could be a little bit risky. Actually, there's a ladder though now. Wow, we can climb the ladders. Oh, that's fantastic. Because one of the things I really hated was getting up and down into these space stations, and you could end up getting yourself killed. Got a Gek relic. So we can actually climb the ladder. That's absolutely fantastic. Hello, get out of the way. I don't think we've talked to you, so trader. Alien clicks his beak with heightened energy. They stare at my exit group. Multi-tool. Offer again. Already request. I already heard nothing to say. Oh, so you don't get infinite things. So maybe your standing with the Gek has increased. So what have we got there then? We get. Oh, so you get those tokens show up, but they don't mean anything. Okay. And we've got some more stuff over here. Based on this trading station, looks like there's a lot more items on the trading station than there used to be. But then that is just me on the trading station. I mean, it may change later on. Kind of half thinking. I really doubt whether I'm actually in permadeath, to be honest. It's almost like they've made it slightly easier. Just check this galactic terminal, and I can keep the advanced battery. We've got nothing else to sell. What can we buy? Anything we can buy here that would be useful? We've got get some sodium. We don't need it. Got cobalt. No, there's nothing. Instability ejector. Oh, he's walking around. So okay. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we will be doing the next step in the Awakenings one and see how things go. But until then, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.